Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JIS news for Thursday, March 14, 2024. Government expects to sign a $20 million loan agreement with the World Bank within the first quarter of the new financial year as it moves to implement previously announced plans for an unemployment insurance scheme. This was among the announcements made by the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, as he opened the budget debate in Parliament on Tuesday. He says the World Bank agreement will provide the Ministry of Labour and Social Security with the technical support to implement unemployment insurance in Jamaica, among other things. The goal is to create a funded scheme that provides temporary income support in the event of unemployment.
On the loss of a job confirmed by employee and employer, the newly unemployed would become eligible to receive an unemployment benefit representing a particular percentage of their previous weekly income, up to a maximum threshold for a period of time.
The recommendation most recently came out of a COVID Economic Recovery Task Force appointed by the Prime Minister in April 2020 and chaired by the Minister of Finance. A feasibility study was subsequently done through the Planning Institute of Jamaica with technical and financial support from the International Labour Organization and the guidance of a technical oversight committee. While details are still being worked out, Minister Clark says it is likely that employees who contribute to the National Insurance Scheme will be automatically included in the unemployment insurance. As is the case elsewhere, it would be funded by employee and employer deductions of as little as 0.8% of salary or as much as 1.5%, with the government to make an upfront initial fiscal contribution. Pensioners are to benefit from increased tax exemptions effective April 1. Presently, a pension exemption is in place, which allows individuals under age 55 to receive a tax exemption on $80,000 of their pension income only. Persons 55 years and older can also apply the $80,000 tax exemption on their other sources of income. Meanwhile, those 65 years and older also benefit from an age relief exemption of $80,000. This is in addition to the pension exemption, allowing this group to benefit from a total of $160,000 in tax exemptions. Now, the Minister of Finance has announced that the thresholds for both the pension exemption and age relief exemption are to be increased.
In an effort to provide further protection for this vulnerable group, it is proposed that the annual pension exemption and the age relief exemption be both increased from $80,000 to $250,000.
This will lead to more than 2,000 pensioners falling outside of the tax net.
The pensioner aged 65 years and over will now enjoy a total income tax threshold of the as of now, 1.5 million plus the 250,000 for a total income tax threshold of $2,176, Madam Speaker.
It is estimated to cost the government $1.1 billion in revenue to implement the increased pension exemptions. Meanwhile, General Consumption Tax, GCT, is to be removed from all raw foodstuff, imported or domestic. The Finance Minister says the change is in line with Jamaica's trade duties as a member of the World Trade Organization, WTO. It will go into effect in the first quarter of the upcoming fiscal year.
Although, Madam Speaker, this is a measure that emerges from trade-related matters, it will mean the opportunity to provide more affordable imported raw foodstuff to Jamaican consumers. To increase the chance of these, what this allows is for cheaper vegetables, Madam Speaker, to be available, Madam Speaker, to the Jamaican customers.
The measure is projected to cost the government $2.42 billion in revenue. $120 million has been allocated for the rehabilitation of Jam World in Portmore and Fort Rocky in Kingston as 24-hour entertainment zones. The announcement was made during Tuesday's budget presentation. The work will be pursued under the leadership of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport.
Minister Grange is a strong advocate and wants musicians to have spaces where they can earn their livelihood in peace and where Jamaicans have the opportunity to enjoy reggae music in peace. We are leveraging economic stability in the people's benefit.
And finally, work to establish Portmore as Jamaica's 15th parish takes another step forward as Cabinet has approved a proposed map for the area. Minister with responsibility for information Robert Morgan made the announcement during yesterday's post-Cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
The approval of the map is pretty much a technical step that included surveying. As you know, this process has started a very long time ago, from I think as far back as in the 2000s. And there were town halls, discussions with the citizens of Portmore, and NLA was engaged, the Portmore Municipal Corporation was engaged, and various other stakeholders within and outside of government were engaged to come up with this boundary.
He says the proposed map, which was prepared by the National Land Agency, will now go before the Parliament.
The next step is to table, to amend the bill in Parliament so that Portmore can finally become a parish, which is a commitment that this government has consistently made.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.